right, 99.3 Nigeria Info. How are you? What day is it? All right, it's Open Thought Tuesday. Kemi, you snag at me bad. I don't know if I want to kick you or.
I'm not. I don't have strength.
All right.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know how much of you I can manage. I really want to throw you around. I feel like you're too slow for me.
I'm booting.
You know, like that's also the thing, the psychological thing. Like you go to like a very slow town, and the first thing it does is upset your entire psychology.
Yeah, because
I remember the first time I was in Abuja, I was like, "Why are you guys slow around here?" And then I went to Ghana. It's like, God forbid, this is terribly slow.
I've been to Ondo State, Accra.
No,
they take their time.
Really?
The taxes, but it's easy.
Well,
you
so
see,
I was 19
like
at the time, and I thought, nah, this is terribly slow. And then I thought, what if you've been damaged?
Exactly.
Like, what if this is?
You're used to the.
What if this is a function of being conditioned to a pace that's abnormal or kind of not normal? And then where did I go? I went somewhere. South Africa.
How were
In
they?
fact, I'm so glad that when I put out that tweet, it was years ago.
Oh.
If I had put out that tweet now,
What's so young?
so I think I went to. No, I was in Cape Town and I flew to Joburg, and then I don't know where I went to. I felt like they were squeezing the air out of me. Yeah, and then like they're really, really slow. Okay, so let's. And this happened in my early 20s. You know, just moving around, and I realized that okay. So I had to re-educate myself, of course, which also is one of the privileges that I think we all have, and I don't know how many of us get to use it. Is like you come in contact with something, and the first thing you do is to do the reflective thing of condemning it. And I hope that you are honest enough, humble enough, courageous enough to pretty much interrogate the thing to be sure that you're not the problem.
Yeah.
And so when I interrogated it, I reckoned that I was the problem, that I had been conditioned to Lagos or conditioned by my environment to go at a certain pace.
I mean, I stay in Lagos, but I don't like noise.
So then,
rather a slow, calm place than this hula baloo you're
then
saying.
Guess what happened?
I won't stay in the city.
Oh, really?
I will pick the suburbs.
The moment I educated myself, I remember I had to go work in Abuja. Yeah, I worked in Abuja for, I think, a year plus. And then I resigned from the job and I came back to Lagos because my parents were here, right? I came back here and I couldn't live here.
Look at you.
So I think I stayed here for like 2 months. I kept crying to my, God, you guys are dying here. I can't stay here. My father was like, you just stayed there 2 hours and I can't stay here. So I didn't have a job.
Yeah.
I couldn't live in Lagos. So I had to go back to Abuja to live.
Oh, wow.
So I was living in Abuja for over a year something. And then I got the Cool FM job and I came here.
Hey.
So the moment I quit Nigeria Info, yeah.
You run away too.
The moment I tell them officially, like, the sun's set, my work's done.
Back to your bed.
Salute. Yeah. Nah, I'm not doing this thing with you guys. It's Open Thought Tuesday. How are you? But I think that, Lagos has its perks, like,
yeah, it does.
Lagos is beautiful. Yeah. It has all the elements of, yeah.
I mean, it has just that live and vibrance that does makes you awake even at night. And
we also have to talk about the pointlessness of that, because it sounds like until you experience otherwise. And I'm so glad this happened to me like 19, 20. Yeah, I'm glad that was a good time it happened to me. Well, Lagos, welcome. It's mad outside. It's orderly in here, and it's Open Thought. Okay, so as you know, we have a number of conversations lined up. We are considering the possibility of having the house rent conversation. Like what's happening in Lagos when it comes to house rent? What's happening when it comes to house renting and agents? Those middle guys. Okay, so now that's one conversation. The one that I think I need your input on would be JAMB. I don't know exactly how best to present this matter besides presenting it to you the way the news presents it and allow you to interpret what you think is happening. You know, like sometimes changes occur and the changes are imperceptible. Something is happening, you don't know something is happening until something happens that hopefully if you're aware enough, alive enough, if you're paying attention, you can begin to make out that, okay, what you thought was the problem. I mean, just my typical experience of lived in Lagos and then you go somewhere else and you realize, yeah, you've been damaged, you know. I think there's something happening in Nigeria, in the spirit of Nigeria. Something has happened to the psychology of Nigeria. Something is happening with Nigeria that I feel, well, I don't know if we know it, but JAMB is reporting something, and I'll share that with you in a moment. And after this conversation on JAMB, we are going to go into our divorce series and look into honest conversations around finances and whether people hold those kinds of conversations before they get into marriage. Or say, when is the best time to have that kind of conversation? Is it before, during marriage? And I think it's that we're trying to evaluate how much of a problem has finances brought about when it comes to dating or being married, because at this point it seems as though the only thing people are talking about as a functional problem is money. Like that's the most part of the conversation. It's as though reason has practically been buried. Nobody else is penetrating human character and personality, who a person is as though, well, if they have money, we can negotiate every other terms for a possible condition. Like, I don't know why, but that's exactly what the world has become. Or at least that's what's on social media. So if it's not your reality, fantastic. If it is, then let's talk about it today. So packed today, the sunny side is Open Thought Tuesday. My name's Joyce. Welcome to Nigeria Info. The sun's risen. Kemi is here, half alive, and we'll run that from here to 3 p.m.
What's that station again?
Oh yeah, Kemo, go back. Here's one thing you need to know about yourself. So like here we they talk.
Yep, bullseye. That's the one. You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info's The Sunny Side. The Sunny Side. Welcome. My name's Joyce.
You are listening to Open Thought on The Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
So, Cami going to read the JAMB message for us. Where are you going to be reading from? The Punch?
No, I wanted to read from this guy, Daily Post.
Okay, let's see what Daily Post has to say about JAMB Lagos.
Okay, so JAMB says that over 1.5 million candidates score less than 200 in the 2025 UTME. Now, they said out of the 1,955,69 candidates who sat for the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, that's the UTME, over 1.5 million of them scored less than 200 in that exam. And now, they announced that the 4,756 candidates scored above 360. 7,658 candidates scored between 300 and 319. And obviously, the rest failed. The board also said...
I don't think the word is fail, but I can understand...
They scored below.
How parents...
They didn't meet the pass mark, which was 200.
Expected score line.
So they said, the board said that 40,247 underaged candidates were permitted to demonstrate their exceptional abilities, meaning that they allowed people who were younger than the age. JAMB further stated that over only 467 of these candidates, that's 1.16%, achieved scores that met the threshold for the exceptional ability defined by JAMB.
Okay. So 75% of the candidates scored below 200 and less than 1% scored above 100.
300, yeah.
300, okay. Now, there's a data here worth referencing. UTME data showing failure rates from 2018 to 2024. In 2018, number of candidates a little over 1.5 million. Candidates with scores below 200 was 1.9. That's a 74.1% failure rate. In 2019, 1.7, almost 1.8 million students took the examination. Candidates with scores below 200, 1.4 million, a 77% failure rate. In 2020, 1.9 million and 1.5 million students scored below 200. In 2021, 1.3 million candidates took the examination, 1.4 scored below 200. 2023, 1.5 million, almost 1.6 million really, and 1.7 million candidates scored below 200. 2024, 1.8 million took the examination, 1.4 scored below 200. And here now we are reporting to you what happened today. Well, what's happening this year. I don't know whether as a parent you're concerned. I don't know whether as a Nigerian you're concerned. One, this may not necessarily be an indicator for concern. If you look at this in another light, it could be plausible that this is an indicator for concern. So, before, like 10 years ago, education was highly recommended. Children were encouraged. I think families had benchmarks where they set up for their own children in order to encourage their learning. I think teachers back in the day were a lot more refined. I think teachers back in the day were a lot more committed. And that's not to say that teachers today are not committed. But it begs looking back at what used to be versus what's happening now. And so now we're telling you that 75% of the candidates that wrote the last UTME scored below 200 and less than 1% scored above 300. So let's talk about what you perceive may be happening to the education in Nigeria today. I think this is a broad conversation to have, and it's also that kind of conversation that requires a broad overview. Are we becoming less intelligent? Are young people becoming a lot more unintelligent, and that now is it due to social distractions? Is it due to families' inability to encourage? Wait, is it due to the family's inability to encourage education? Is it due to society's inability to encourage merits? Because I don't know whether you're aware, it doesn't quite appear that there's anything on a social level that elevates academic excellence. Everything else is happening and happening at an overwhelming rate. But when it comes to like promoting fundamentally, whether as culture or social philosophy, there isn't something that appears to be promoting education. Or maybe there's not enough promotion of education in society. And as such, students pretty much have no reason to overdo themselves, nothing is pushing them to go for the win. I think they just feel show up. Whatever comes out, fair enough. As long as you can get anywhere in a tertiary education, just go through the system. And when they ask you, you can claim that you have a degree. Let's talk 99.3 Nigeria Info telephone numbers.
All right. So for males, 0201 277 0993. 0201 277 0993. For females, 0201 465 7190. 0201 465 7190. And the WhatsApp number is 0809 597 5805. 0809 597 5805.
Nigeria Info, how are you?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I greet you. Hello?
I can hear you.
Sister, JAMB caused the major problem for last exam to students. Change is not when JAMB will send a student from Badagry to Ikorodu, compare them to report to center 6:30 a.m. in this insecurity. That was the technical left off for you to not know what to write. Now, students writing English, TikTok and WhatsApp and YouTube English. They are no longer having zeal to read. I saw a student this morning in my street. He was playing Mama, I was laughing. I said, is it how you are going to rest with playing Matare? Another one, some students want to to satisfy their parents by force to go and write down. But some of them have Yahoo inclination. They don't want to do anything with the school. They want to say me they father by mother parents by writing that exam. But their wives don't come up from university because of circumstances and the circumference of Nigerian politicians and Nigerian government. Another one, Nigerian government and adorning merits. Are you hearing me? Some politicians can use bills and they buy certificates. While some people go there, 8 years, 5 years, they will come out, there will be no job. And if you, the next day you go, yes, I don't quit, and they tell you.
All right. Thank you. 99.3 Nigeria Info. You're on the sunny side. We're talking about what may be happening to this country educationally. How are you? Can you hear me?
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you so much for calling me. Tell us your name. You can go ahead.
Okay, my name is Valentine.
Welcome, Val.
I think I personally feel there's no enough reward for excellence. You know, when people do well academically, there's no much reward. And even if there is, it's not publicized. And there's a lot of concentration for money-making system, you know. When you make money, they value you, they give you honor, you even collect chief and six council. Nobody cares how you make the money. So, and in the church, you even collect all kinds of awards for having that money. So people, these days, people don't pay a lot of attention to, you know, excellence, making good results and all that and all that. So I think it just discouraged a lot of people. And joined with the JAMB, I think this year, the way they did the JAMB wasn't encouraging. Some people thought they were supposed to be in this particular place. They find themselves in the other side. So it's a kind of affected, you know, the result in total. That's what I think.
I do appreciate your commentary. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you. 99.3 Nigeria Info, you on the sunny side.
Joyce, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, my name is Robert. Joyce,
Welcome, Rob.
you remember, this government, they brought a law that if somebody, they brought a law for my that if somebody is not above 18, the person could not get admission to higher institution. I think due to public outcry, that law was reversed. I am very, very sure in this country. So now, to me, it's like a deliberate attempt to fail these people because if a statistic is carried out to know the ages of those who sat for this exam, most of them are below 18. The way I look at it, is what I'm saying here is my own personal opinion.
Really?
And again, the centers, how can you say somebody should go to exam center by 6 o'clock for accreditation? Does it make sense? Look at the security problem we are facing in this country. And most of these people, these children, they don't even know the location. You are telling somebody to go to accreditation. You might know what you want to write, but the stress you might have gone through, what will you write now? So this thing is a deliberate attempt to fail them. They don't have anything to tell me. They just want to chop people money and so that they will sit again for next time. Thank you very much, Joyce.
Oh, wait. Excuse me. Can I see whether I understood that? You think JAMB is deliberately trying to disadvantage the children?
Yes.
So that they can make the money.
My own opinion is that JAMB, this year exam, JAMB deliberately failed those students because the processes were wrong in the first place. There were no good process for them to pass the exam. These children, before they wrote the exam, they were stressed. Yes, you cannot tell somebody to go to exam center by 6 o'clock for accreditation. I expect that person to pass. It's a sense of what the person knows. He might have gone through some stress. You understand?
I do.
So it's a deliberate attempt by JAMB to fail them. They should not tell me most of it. They are happy now. They are giving these statistics. They are making mockery of themselves, but they don't know.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Joyce.
I appreciate you calling in. 99.3 Nigeria Info. You on the sunny side. Welcome. We're a few seconds away from a commercial break. Well, your concerns really are what we're taking on Open Thought Tuesday today. The scores are not impressive, and if you are a youth, if you're a parent, this must concern you. If you're a Nigerian, this must bother you. We're off on a break. We'll be right back to continue the conversation after this.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
If the world was ending, I wanna be next.
It is an incontrovertible fact that the future of power is solar. It is becoming increasingly clear that solar is the way to go if reliable, clean, and uninterrupted power is our goal. Our homes need power. Our offices need power. Our public buildings need power. Our lives and activities need power. And of course, I mean reliable power. Now, at the Solar World Electric Technology Limited, we have cut our teeth as professionals in the business of solar and renewable energy, ranging from inverters, lithium-ion batteries, solar panels, solar water heating systems, solar street lights, etc. You can visit our office at the Seco Mall, 5th Roundabout, Lekki Epe Expressway, Jakonde, Lagos, or our website on www.solarworldelectric.com, or you can call us on 0906 331 5492. Solar World Electric Technology Limited. We are redefining the limits.
Now ask for them. We don't run them. You ask for them. It don't happen. Yes, so News Central did live on top Go TV channel 23 with a summoner, the latest story and information from Niger and Obodo Yibo. Sabi say with Go TV, News Central go knock you correct story and what did they happen for politics, business, sports, and entertainment as it hot. As it happen, now so we they talk about you ask for them. You don't get them. News Central, station where they totori bele.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire, their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight, each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher, the battle returns and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Live auditions for Fan Battle 4 are on Saturday, May the 10th from 10 a.m. at Nigeria Info Studios, 267A at Tim Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
We're back. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. A question to you. Do you think that somehow Nigeria is affecting the Nigerian youth now? Where because we are not creating conducive environments, we're not establishing infrastructures that help with learning and education, speaking broadly, we're now maybe experiencing the consequence of indifference, choices, the choice to not care about education. Or maybe this is exactly it, the max, the optimum of our human capabilities. I mean, I think you would disagree with that, but one wonders whether is this what we have come to accept? We're going to have to quickly go to WhatsApp to read a number of your messages. Welcome to Nigeria Info.
Okay, this person says, Joyce, this very poor performance of our children that happened in this year's UTME is an indicator for every Nigerian to show concern. It's also an indicator that the future of Nigeria as a nation is very much in jeopardy. The children of this generation of Nigerians are seriously derailing themselves in frivolity. Many of these children have been corrupted by negative civilization of this age. The unbridled introduction of telephone usage among these very young people are the real challenges that they are facing. Many of them traversing one site or another, searching for nonsensical things instead of being serious with reading. There's an urgent need to address these challenges.
Okay, hold on a second. So Lagos, let me see whether I can chime in something in there, because this message is saying that it's the students who are distracted. I don't think the curse of distraction is only holding captive the students. I also think that the teachers themselves because the very psychology of social media is to keep you addictive. So if the students are addicted, then I'm very sure the teachers are addicted too. Well, we'll talk about that when we return on the other side of the hour.
Be part of the system that shares.
The station where you matter.
To you watching live on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3 Lagos. Thank you for always tuning. We appreciate your time.
It's 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos, the Federal Executive Council has approved a new policy mandating all government agencies to prioritize Nigerian-made goods in their purchases. Information Minister Mohammed Idris says an executive order will soon be issued to enforce this. The policy is designed to boost local industries and create jobs by limiting foreign imports where local alternatives exist. The Bureau of Public Procurement will be responsible for ensuring strict compliance. Meanwhile, the federal government has unveiled a new NIN verification platform to streamline identity checks across all ministries, departments, and agencies. The National Identity Management Commission says the platform enhances data security and requires user consent before sharing personal information. It will be used for services such as SIM registration, passport applications, and tax filings. The system is also aimed at reducing fraud and improving public service delivery. Moving on, JAMB says over 1.5 million of the 1.95 million candidates who sat the 2025 UTME scored below 200. Only 0.63% of candidates scored 300 and above. The exam body also disclosed that over 40,000 underage candidates participated, but only a few met the exceptional benchmark. Meanwhile, 2,157 candidates are under investigation for suspected exam malpractice. And the Petroleum Refineries Owners Association has backed the federal government's import ban, but warned of possible shortages and price hikes if poorly implemented. Association President Dr. Billy Gillis-Harry is calling for exemptions on essential goods like fuel and medicines, saying local supply may not meet current demand. He's also advocating for more investment in domestic refining to cushion the impact and prevent economic shocks. And finally, Russia says it will observe a 3-day ceasefire in Ukraine beginning on Thursday, but warns that any violations will trigger a forceful response. But Ukraine has dismissed the truce as a theatrical gesture. The ceasefire coincides with Russia's Victory Day celebrations. Meanwhile, overnight Ukrainian drone attacks disrupted operations at Moscow airports, and Russian strikes reportedly killed 4 people in Ukraine. Russia also claims 3 people died in attacks along its border. And that's the news update at this time. Stay here because it is the sunny side with Joyce, right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Thank you for your time, Lagos.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Welcome. It's so good to have you join the conversation. It's Open Thought Tuesday. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Tell us your name and go ahead.
Joe Gabriel calling from Lekki. Joyce, I tell you, number one, social media has destroyed the life of this generation of youth. Social media, I'm telling you. When they are on social media 247, you tell me how they want to read. Tell me, see, this youth nowadays, they don't want to read anymore. They just, all they know is to tell them to sing a Burna Boy a song, album from A to Z. They sing it. But ask them 2 plus 1, they can't tell you. See, Jesse, we have a problem in our hands. You forget the teacher. It's not the laziness. Jesse, laziness has taken over this generation of youth. Laziness. Who want to burn candle in the midnight to read nowadays? Then we burn candle to read now. Who want to do that now? All they know is social media. Social media. Go and look at them. What they do on social media. Is it those one? Is it the same people that you say they should read? They should be serious. And again, education in Nigeria is not encouraging. You understand, Joyce? After they finish school, they can't find a good job to do. It's not encouraging. All these things also contributed to it. You understand? So, Joyce, I don't know where we are going. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Well, thank you. 99.3 Nigeria Info, you on the sunny side. Education and what this must, well, I hope you can see that it mirrors something right back to our awareness, to our consciousness. JAMB is one thing. I saw a video yesterday, and it was of a lecturer who was furious, and he positioned himself before the camera of a student, practically yelling that he was going to fail more than half the class because they didn't come for lectures. And he said, if I'm the lecturer and I can get ready and come here to teach you, and only 80 of you are in class, I promise you, it's a guarantee that I would fail all of you who did not attend class. Well, we have to take that into consideration, but also take into consideration the fact that there are also students in the past who have reported lecturers not showing up to class to teach. In fact, we used to have an intern here who said that she had a number of lecturers who didn't come to teach. So are we blaming students? And isn't that maybe the problem? If we haven't given students what they need to excel, isn't it self-defeating that we blame the symptom and not necessarily try to dig up what the issues are, or what the root cause of their poor performances truly are? So we're going to go to WhatsApp right now, read a number of your messages to figure out what your thoughts are on the matter. And if there's anything that can be done to make it better, well, let's see whether we can manufacture a possibility on the show this afternoon.
Hi, Joyce. See, the first is that students these days don't read, especially with the presence of phone. Parents also force them to go to school. They see school as scam. Lastly, JAMB and our current government, APC, contributes more and more too. Okay. This person says, okay, you can call on WhatsApp then. This person says, good afternoon, is asking Skype is no longer working.
Sincere apologies to our foreign callers. I hear that Skype is out of function, and so now what we have available to you would be WhatsApp. So you can WhatsApp call me. I hope we can manage that. Yeah, so that's what we have for now until we find something better than that. Thank you.
This person says, good afternoon, Joyce. On the JAMB results, I believe that Nigerian government is achieving what they want to achieve. All their children are not schooling in Nigeria, and that's why the standard of our schools is poor. Are we expecting our schools to produce good students? This person says, the majority of the naughty brats that didn't make the JAMB cutoff mark are lazy and they didn't prepare for the exam. One of my brothers wrote the exam, and I can tell you for free that he did not read anything. I did everything to make him read. Unfortunately, the boy didn't listen to me. So now, if my brother didn't make the cutoff mark, who should be blamed? JAMB, teachers, schools, or the boy who refused to prepare for his exam?
Okay.
This person says, the downward slide in Nigeria's education is as a result of the fact that the system itself is not paying enough attention to education. but more concerned with the political power grabbing, which seems to be an access to wealth of the nation. Otherwise, can one make sense out of the people in leadership with questionable qualifications?
Oh, that's a very good take there.
This person says it's high time Nigeria does away with this JAMB and let universities organize their entry exams themselves. JAMB is now more of a revenue-generated institute than an educational purpose that it was initially meant to serve.
Hold on, this is a highly debatable piece of commentary from Austin. He says JAM is now more of a revenue generation body than it is about education. So I guess what this is implying is we scrap JAM.
And allow universities
So if you think that JAM maybe has served its purpose and should pretty much, maybe it's even the entire educational system that needs restructuring. Maybe that. So I'd like to know what you think about scrapping JAM and replacing it with something else, as Austin suggests. Kevin, give me a moment. I want to quickly go to the telephone lines to get your commentary on the sunny side this afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Afternoon to you. Thank you so much for calling.
This is Malik speaking for Papa.
Welcome, Malik.
Joyce, first thing first in education, from the home. Secondly, yourself. Thirdly, government. Joyce, when I was in primary 3 or 4, I think we were 40 in a class of 42. I took 28. They placed my result at the front of our entrance of our house. I didn't even understand it. I was ashamed of myself. So you see your parenting in that house you are matters a lot. Then you yourself.
Yeah, but you're talking about, pardon me, you're referring to minors here. So when you say you yourself, you are giving the minor the responsibility.
No. Joyce, primary 3, I was a minor. I'm giving an example now. As you start growing up from that time, your parents in that house will guide you to maybe to know that this and this are what you need. But now, when the child starts hustling at the age of 12, bringing money to the house for the parent to feed, do you think when he or she is 15 or 17, they can control that child anymore?
Yeah, but that's not the problem of the child. So is it possible that we have denied the child a very conducive environment that allows him or her?
Indeed.
Yeah, so why are you saying yourself? You know, I'm just trying to correct or at least stretch that.
Listen now, Joyce. We might be going to school and the classroom is not enough university. But you yourself will determine yourself to read and to pass. You see so many universities. Because the seats are not enough.
Yeah, but JAM is pre-university. Pardon me. JAM is pre-university. So these kids, a lot of them are still in their formative years, and they don't fully comprehend responsibility. I mean, maybe they do to some extent. But I feel like it's possible that we must admit that the society has denied them the privilege of learning by creating the environment for them. Hello. I may have lost you. Hopefully you make it back. The sunny side, good afternoon to you.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Welcome. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, how are you? It's been a long time. After so much time missing you on the media.
Your line isn't so clear to me. You're breaking up.
Okay, can you?
I mean, I can
hear you now?
But it's okay. Let's try again.
All right. So we seem to be a failing people. When some people decide to call JAM names just because some people failed, it's very, very appealing. It's very, very appealing. It's just a case of people, the children who are not serious right now. They are not serious. Average number of a kid of 13 years of age right now, you see them on social media. So how do you expect them to be serious? How do you expect them to pass exam? I wonder why people will be attacking JAMB, because some of them are not serious. You find average kids now on social media, on TikTok, on Facebook, here and there. When the rule says that if you are not 18 years of age, you do not open a social media account. And many of the parents failed in their responsibility when they should prevent their word from having access to content which are adults. So failing is not a problem. It's not a problem of JAMB. It's a problem of our society. A lot of things are going wrong in this country. A lot of things are going wrong. So we need to face the reality, not attacking JAMB. Thank you.
Okay. Well, it does quite appear that a handful of people think that the students need to be blamed, as much as I think that's necessary. But I think that the environment itself is conditioning the student. So maybe before...
Exactly. What we are seeing presently is the result of the life we are building for ourselves. Starting from the family institution. This family institution is totally derailed as we are talking. Yeah. It's totally derailed. The result we are seeing right now is the result of the society we're building for ourselves. And I can tell you, since the return to democracy, everything has been on nosediving. Everything. The moral standard is totally down. I just returned from a police station right now. Several number of people are coming over there to complain about people stealing in their places of work. So this is the society we're building for ourselves. And we need to go back to the drawing board. And people are trying to shift government away from it. It's lie. They're missing it as well. Government need to show responsibility on some policy. They need to show responsibility. Government need to lead. When government lead that people can follow trend. So they do not. Okay, let me give an example. Censor board. There were times censor board they were very, very active. They vent and approve all the music we listen to. On a normal ground, majority of people who dish out rubbish today are not supposed to be a musician in this country. They are not people our children should be listening to. Imagine somebody, if I don't want to mention them, but majority of people, majority of people who are hip hop stars today, majority of them are not worthy to be leading to be called celebrity. And majority of you had a situation. You had what happened yesterday about somebody being arrested, and a lot of people went to Abuja to go and protest.
Yeah.
Majority of them are Igbo smokers.
Oh.
They smoke Igbo, and they start misbehaving in the society.
Oh,
and so I'm not surprised.
Maybe not all of them, but they appear to have a cause.
I just said majority of them. Majority of them.
I mean, how do we prove that?
Majority of them, they are under the control of drugs.
Wow.
They're under control of drugs. And I'm telling you, majority of these people, they're under the control of drugs. They go on social media and be vetting rubbish and saying rubbish and influencing our kids, influencing everything. So we miss it a lot in this country. A lot is...
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was intense. Like, this was his outlet. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. It's Open Thought Tuesday. Or should we just rename it and call it therapy? Okay, so pardon me if you're on the telephone line. So, Kemi, 2 messages, back to the telephone lines.
Okay. Hello, Joyce. I dream of the day that Nigeria would declare a state of emergency on its educational system. It's unfortunate that the Nigerian educational system only produces workers and not innovators or innovative thinkers. Even the good workers that it produces get exported overseas to the Western world, and a few of the thinkers too that we have are also exported to the Western world via scholarships to help benefit the countries in the West, and it's quite unfortunate. I hope this gets corrected soon.
Thank you. Final message. Well, not the final message. One more, and then we'll go to telephone line.
I agree with the second caller that the education is not adequately rewarded. Take a look at some of our political appointees. Secondly, where are the industries going to absorb these graduates that we intend to churn out every year?
Yeah.
The crave for illegal money, mostly illegal, and the celebration of mediocrity is also a factor. The government and corporate organizations should start paying more attention to students and programs that highlight the importance of education. Some corporate organizations spend millions on programs that don't add value. I must commend Nigerian Info for their educational program that promotes and adds value to our children. It's commendable.
All right. So the previous message you just read spoke about people who don't think and what?
Yeah, saying like Nigeria doesn't produce innovators and innovative thinkers. They only produce workers.
Thank
mostly.
you. So now, the reason I referenced that is there's a quote attributed to John D. Rockefeller, and it also shows you that there is largely on an international level, on a global level, a kind of conspiracy against education. So the quote attributed to John D. Rockefeller, I quote it, "I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers." And so maybe even syllabus, which needs to be upgraded to adapt people to the changing times is something that is setting the Nigerian backward. Because if what we're doing is this same method, this same curriculum that we've been following for years, even as we watch the world change before our eyes, I mean, we're not even creating a nation of terrible workers. We're certainly creating a nation of non-thinkers. So I guess the very elevation of education, 1, has to be deliberate, 2, has to be invested in, 3, has to be an actual goal. So we need to invest in education, ensure quality teaching, provide adequate resources. We have to foster a positive learning environment. There has to be training, and then whatever it is we call education today has to adapt to what we want our future to be. Okay, 99.3 Nigeria Info is Open Thought Tuesday. You're on the sunny side. My name's Joyce. Welcome to Nigeria Info. We're talking. It's good to have you here.
Joyce.
Thank you so much for calling. Turn off the volume of your radio set. Good afternoon to you. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Ready?
How
Okay.
are you?
Well, thank you.
This is Market Woman. Joyce, so you see one thing. When this man was speaking, fella was speaking. What did the Nigeria call him? They say Igbo smoker, Abi? Me, I prefer to associate myself with Igbo smoker that is speaking the truth, Joyce. I weep for my country. So those people that are protesting, they are Igbo smoker. Is it not so? You Nigerians, I don't know. I don't know. All the years fella was speaking. What is going on in our country now? Igbo smoker. Your father.
We're not going to fight about that. Let's not fight about that. I mean, that's by the point.
Joyce, it's annoying. Those who are not go to school very well, they are the one ruling you people. We are the one ruling Nigeria. So what do you expect from those children? What did you expect when they see them carrying money up and down? You think that they don't wash? You think so? The life you people turn this country upside down. You say Igbo smoker. I prefer Igbo smoker. I prefer Igbo smoker that speak the truth to power. You people should continue. Thank you.
I mean, she has a point we can't refuse, huh? The sunny side, welcome to Nigeria Info's Open Thought Tuesday. How are you?
Hello, Joyce.
Thank you for being here. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
My name is Godman. Okay, so apart from all the other factors people have talked about, I think at the end of the day, everything rises and falls on leadership. So everything rises and falls on leadership. The government have not been playing their part well. The policies they put down, it's very stressful what people go through. The parents go through a lot of stress. It will boil down on the children too. It will come down to them. Yes, social media is there and all those other things that distract them. But at the end of the day, many people can't even have one square meal to eat. You want to read well. How can you read well when you're distracted by hunger, distracted by all this stress here and there? You know, so the government at the end of the day, their policies that they brought down that put a lot of Nigerians into misery. Many parents can't even, have time with their children because they have to be running helter-skelter to make ends meet. And then at the end of the day, their children just run around too. Because many children have to even start working at a young age because they have to meet up with the things that their parents can afford to give them.
Support their parents, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, support their parents. So you can see all these distractions at the end of the day. So that one is a major factor if you ask me.
Okay.
It's now, that's why when you were reading all the 2019, 2018, you see all these APC policies that brought a lot of this misery on Nigerians. You see that also the brain of these children, because they are not eating well, they are not, focusing well, the distraction of the stress in the nation, it also will make them distracted that they can't get good results. I think that one is there.
I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much for calling Open Thought Tuesday. Nigeria Info, we're going to go for a very short break. When we come back, we're looking through your messages. We will be reading them. If you're on the telephone lines, if you would be patient with me, I promise to be right back at you to get your commentary on what appears now to not just be a social concern. It may be deeper than that. I think it's a psychological problem at this point. We'll be right back. My name's Joyce.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Live auditions for Fan Battle 4 are on Saturday, May the 10th from 10 a.m. at Nigeria Info Studios, 267A Etim Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Every day is about winning with one play on Nigeria Info. On Nigeria Info, daily winnings is now over 150,000 naira. Just go to oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Play with as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. The more you play, the better your chances of winning every day on the Morning Crossfire, WhatsApp Lagos, and Game On shows on weekdays, and the Football Frenzy shows on weekends. But that's not all. Every Friday, there will be a 500,000 naira jackpot. Playing during the week automatically qualifies you for the weekly jackpot. Your chances of winning are the same whether you play on oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Remember to play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Live auditions for Fan Battle 4 are on Saturday, May the 10th from 10 a.m. at Nigeria Info Studios, 267A Etim Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Welcome back to your #1 talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria
Info. You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
Thank you. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the Sunny Side. It's 28 minutes past 1 p.m. It's Open Thought Tuesday. Okay, just before we come back to the telephone lines, Kemi, you want to share some information?
Yes, I do.
We'll share some information with you. Give us, please be patient. I'm telling you, I'm on it. And then after that, we're to the messages that we have to run through and then get right back to the telephone lines.
Okay.
Child.
Lagos is still about winning on Nigerian Info, courtesy of oneplay.ng. Okay, there's money to be won everywhere across board. All you have to do is go to the website www.oneplay.ng or dial the code *347 *880 *3 hash. Now, when you dial this code or you go to that website, all you have to do is pick your station, Nigeria Info. Go and play with as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your tickets will be in the draw. Remember, the more you play, the better your chances of winning every day. There's money to be won on the Money Crossfire, WhatsApp Lagos, Sunny Side. Yes, we give away money on here as well. That'll be happening next hour, so you better start playing now so that your ticket can just sneak into that place. Okay, there's also money to be won weekends as well, and if you're not aware there's a jackpot that happens every Friday, 50,000 naira to one person, and playing during the week automatically qualifies you for the weekly jackpot. Okay, your chances of winning are still the same whether you play on the website www.number1play.ng or you dial the code *347 *880 *3 hash. So I do not say that came me ran through the code. I covered the code very slowly, so please put it down. Okay, it's 25,000 naira going to one person. I don't know if it's going to be you, but good luck. Yes, Lagos, still talking about money and enjoyment and just fun stuff. Okay, Lagos, it's time to turn up. Drink Fest Lagos is here, and it's going to be 2 incredible days, May 30th and May 31st, 2025, all going down at the Landmark Event Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. It's going to be a celebration of drinks, Lagos culture, beautiful people, good vibes, all just waiting for you. So you better get ready for a drinks showcase like no other. If you've never been to one, trust me, you want to be. Okay, there's live entertainment, music, festive vibes, plus you can meet the masters behind your favorite sips. So if you're a drink person or you just love the soft life, this one is for you. Okay, I mean, what's a drink showcase without the best of entertainment? Get ready to be entertained by DJ Neptune, DJ KY's, Alternate Sounds, DJ Bone Marrow, DJ Beast, JKB, Circus Characters, Tribe One Performance, and yes, it will be hosted by the Energy God himself, Dio to the TUN, alongside Melody Not MIA. Okay, so all this is going down. I've told you, May 30th, 31st, so you know it's this month. Okay, don't let it slip. Go now, grab your crew, and you guys go and get your tickets at tix.africa.com. Okay, that's where you get your tickets. tix.africa.com. Okay, that's where to get your tickets. It's Drink Fest, and if you want to know more, you can just follow them on social media. So on Instagram, they're at Drink Fest Lag. That's Drinks Fest Lag on Instagram, and X, and they are at Drink Fest Lagos on TikTok. Yes, they are on TikTok. Okay, so you could see all the deeds that's going down on there as well. Drink Fest Lagos on TikTok and Facebook for all the exciting updates. If you're above 18, please gather here. Okay, it's for you. Drink Fest was organized by Drink Fest Lagos and without a box. Go get your tickets now at tix.africa and thank me later.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. So Kemi read this message earlier on, and I think I'm only just really seeing it, and I want to say something about it. So first I'm going to read the message, and then I'm going to say what I want to say, and then you can call me and attempt to dispute it, all right? It's Open Thought Tuesday. My name's Joyce. Good afternoon, Joyce. I agree with the second caller that education is not adequately rewarded. Take a look at some of our political appointees. Secondly, where are the industries to absorb these graduates? We
churning out every year.
Fantastic. The crave for illegal money and celebration of mediocrity is also a factor. You see that sentence? It's a 10-star statement. Hold on. Let's go a little further down. The government and corporate organizations should start paying more attention to students and programs that highlight the importance of education. Some corporate organizations spend millions on programs that don't add value. Okay, so let's stop there. I've noticed this as a pattern in society, and this is my opportunity to say it. That one, there is the excellence of mediocrity. I think we have practically elevated stupidity to an art form. And I'm saying this on every level, even industries. I feel like there are only a few industries with actual character. I think everybody else is on for the hype. Let me even tell you, this is such a problem that a company can hire someone with no experience, absorb them into a system, pay them more than people with experience. And the reason they're doing that is because they have social, what do they call this thing?
Influence?
Social influence. And I kind of almost understand it when they say that they do that as a business decision. But because it's all clout and about numbers, we truly exchange quality for quantity. We become a people who are not necessarily seeking to make an actual impact. We become a people who are, where's the noise at? Let's go where the noise is at. And maybe the companies who do that do it as, well, I guess a business. And I'm probably going to be slightly considerate, but what we lose in exchange for that is more than what we gain. I guess the companies they don't necessarily think that they have a moral duty, because so I think companies don't necessarily think they have a moral duty to society. Nope. They're just here to make money. So this needs to be a debate. This needs to be a conversation by itself. This particular highlight here needs to be a conversation by itself. How industries are creating this problem. I don't want to talk about the government because, good God, I don't have a handle to pick them up by. But you see, this thing of mediocrity is so systematic that we create this system where mediocrity has to thrive. It's as though that's what we have come to accept. But when we'll have an opportunity to discuss this, I'll let you know. Kemi, have you written that down?
Yeah.
Thank you, Kemi. Kemi has written it down. We need to talk about it and maybe talk about the moral duty of people with money to society. Because I think maybe the notion is, well, if you have money, you can do what you like and put your money anywhere. You don't have a moral responsibility to society. And maybe that is true. But to what extent does that lack of responsibility begin to affect society psychologically? Thank you so much. This is Chike from Akoka for your message. I do appreciate. We're going to get back to reading messages on Nigerian Info.
This person says, to the topic of discussion, it's unfair to blame JAMB for the mass failure recorded. Education is no longer what it used to be. Teachers are no longer passionate, and children are dealing with unlimited distraction ranging from social media, quest for financial independence, societal failure to uphold and reward academic excellence, poor governance, and hunger. We should brace up for more sad records subsequently, because the employees are equally underperforming in their various companies due to distraction.
Hey. I'm not. What? How did we get there?
Everybody, collect yourself.
Okay, I can defend myself.
Okay.
I don't know if Kemi can defend herself. I don't know if any other person. All right, good. Wow. Okay.
I'm trying to make joke. This person says, I believe that JAMB system is faulty. Looking at the statistics, let's say that less than 25% had over 200, which makes me question the syllabus. The same set of students are writing whole level, A level, GMAT, and they are acing it. So after digitalizing the exams, we still have to visit a particular center to do accreditation and make it an accreditation, make it make sense. It says, what happens to creating a software whereby an individual can upload and write exams in their homes? It makes the instructions clearer, that a clear background, so if any candidate breaks the rules, the exam submits automatically. In the same country, various French processing transactions worth billions daily without any glitch, but getting an AI for just 2 million students is not visible. We are not ready yet.
Well, yeah, but writing from home may be debatable, maybe not necessarily to the advantage of your argument, but I kind of see what you mean though. But maybe not writing from home, except it's distant learning. Distant learning, you can write from home. If it's not distant learning, then certainly centers are required. But I kind of feel the import, though, where we can use AI to make easier the process by which students register, write, and get their results, so that all of this murkiness pretty much is just simplified. Thank you so much for writing me. I really do appreciate it.
This person says, firstly, our curriculum is useless in today's reality. That aside, we are not moving. We're still tied to the passive teaching and learning method, where learning is almost one-way traffic and not engaging. Children should be made to participate and not just wait for their teachers like it used to be. We should devise a system that encourages us not just to read but study as well. Also, do we even understand that vocational education is as important and as effective as academic education? I think we still don't know what we want to achieve with the education as a country. That's why we build schools without education in them and fail to optimize the genius in young minds. My first degree was in education. When I was in 200 level, I realized that we were in a university just to bag certificates, not for education. But for education, that is up to your hands. In summary, this JAMB result is a pointer to the systemic failure and not the children.
Wow. Oh boy, this is a serious problem we're talking about here. Like a really, really heavyweight kind problem that we're forced to admit whether it's enough problem for us to change what the future should be. Go ahead.
This person says, Joyce, on the JAMB mass failure, do you expect students to pass? When Lagos State promotes students that failed the promotional exam from one class to the other, and finally they sit for WAEC and JAMB, and there will be mass failure, whether WAEC or JAMB. Okay, this person saying they promote till they fail.
Well, thank you, Aya, for your message. Aya from Dolphin, thank you. Go ahead.
This person says, currently, children are not serious anymore about education. Yahoo, social media influencer, and vast need to make money anyhow is the main factorial they've placed in front of them. Original laziness to study, and they want to find it easy to gain admission. Majority of them bribe their way to get the score they want without proper preparation for the course of study. I made a lot of money for my fellow students when I was in school back then, because most of these students got admission on a platter of gold. These made me to invest on them back to back through tutorial and private lessons.
Well, I think it's a fair exchange. Yeah. Like if you well, he says, sounds like a black market kind of deal, but if you were helping them, it's a black market kind of deal. Okay, I'm not going to speak on that.
Just give us update on VDM now. Wow, listen to the news. This person says, must there be JAMB? Can't institutions arrange exams themselves and we study what we want? The system is obsolete and no longer serving its purpose.
Good afternoon, Joyce and Kemi. The children need to be reoriented right from primary school to senior classes. Laziness and social media cover laziness on social media covers their sense of youth and child right now. What? Did I get that?
Yeah. So sense of youth, and he said children right now, Yahoo practices and social mischief. Maybe he's just trying to say.
Yeah, but I think we're blaming the children more than we're blaming the circumstances that may have given birth to this. Because whether we agree or not, these are still, I mean, if you're writing JAMB, how old you have to be? Probably like what, 18?
18,
17, 16. So technically they're still minors. And I 16. Get it when you say that they are distracted, but is it really their fault, or is the environment one that practically makes distraction more accessible than any other thing that makes for a better learning experience? Let's go to the telephone lines right now. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Yeah, there you are. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Can I have my say in what you are saying?
If you tell me your name. Yeah.
My name is Onyemuwa, calling from Nigeria.
Go ahead.
And I pray, that useless network no go cut me off, because I love discussing about education.
Okay.
How do we get it wrong? After Biafra war or civil war, those that are ruling this country, they had meetings with those that colonize us. If Biafra people, soldiers, can produce bombs, weapons, armor tank by themselves without importing them, then we need to destroy the education that empower them. And they remove Department of Physics and Chemistry.
Did that happen?
Yes. There's a department in the East. If you want to go for chemistry or what they call the physics, no, that line is zero. They are now introducing theory to us. Just let them read so that they can be roaming around looking for job. So the education that they introduced to me and you after Biafra war is rubbish and nonsense.
Oh.
Now look at it this way. After I wanted to study IT in the university. They say no day. Waiting we go fit give you na this admin. And I spent 7 years for a course of 4 years. On the days of graduation, the field was telling me, all of us, over 1,000 people, this certificate we want to give you today does not guarantee employment. So go and learn work and join it. So we are blaming students that they can't read. What about me that both can do and I couldn't get a job? The job that I got recently, they want to give me 95,000 for what I sent myself to university. I know how much millions I spent. I know how many labor I did, and you want to give me 90,000. Is that the education? What can we produce in the country? Because I've been struggle to call. People will just be calling, blame this one. What you have is education. It's not education in Nigeria just set up for somebody to make money. The president is spending over 651 trillion naira on road. 561 trillion naira on road. This is not a show. This is network how they start. This is not a country. The education they are giving us is, see, the British know about it too. They don't want us to produce. A country cannot produce something, not even drone. And the Igbos that wanted to produce this thing, they saw them. Do you think that massacre is ordinary? And since then, do we have made in Nigeria anymore? Even made in Aba that we have in the 70s, in the 80s, by early 2000, they are all destroyed. Do we have made in Aba anymore? So let nobody come and be blaming students. Would you think I will take my children to Nigerian school and waste 21 years and roaming around looking for a job? Good afternoon.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Adams here says, making the society downplay the essence of education, making teachers not even earn enough to have a basic decent living standard, making teaching a bastardized profession, glorifying money regardless of where it comes from. What did people expect? The children will copy what the society values. And let's ask ourselves a question. Does the Nigerian society actually value education? This is very sobering, the question. The Sunny Side, welcome to Nigeria Info. It's Open Thought Tuesday.
Yes, good afternoon.
Thank you very much for being here.
Please, Olumewa make a lot of sense. I love his submission. And if the Nigerians can look into what he said, that is the truth. With that very submission.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. This message is, let's scrap JAMB. It has outlived its use. We now have post-JAMB. Try and find out how post-JAMB started. You will be shocked. Let the university set their exams and conduct their own admissions. Let me see. Can I see this one arrives in Imo State? Okay, good. Joy, social media is no problem. It's the parents that don't have time to check their children's learning and the right subject. Social media is everything as long as education is concerned. I was in Canada and I saw children learning through AI and I was impressed. Therefore, I wouldn't support anyone coming here spew information that is not true. Everything about education in Nigeria is zero. This is very lengthy though. Okay, let's see. Can I run through it? First thing here is that the government should reduce the high cost of education fees. When you think of how expensive it is to pay school fees now and the cost of JAM lessons or lesson centers, you'll understand. Lesson centers now charge 15 to 20,000 naira a month. Secondly, JAM played a big role in this poor result. My neighbor took her son to the exam center on his examination date. They left before 6 a.m. and came back around 6 p.m. When I asked what happened, she said the boy wrote his exam by 4 p.m. as against 8 a.m. he was meant to write. Now imagine being under the sun and stress. Your mental state isn't ready for the exam again. Some of these kids don't even eat before going for the examination with hope. Wow. I'm like, that's just, if this is correct, this is utter nonsense. This is just nonsense. Well, let me finish the message. It says, 4 a.m. Well, he wrote at 4 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. Now imagine being under the sun and stress. Your mental state isn't ready for the exam again. Some of these kids don't eat before going for the exam with hope that they will be back home on time to eat. Imagine writing an exam on an empty stomach. Lastly, some of these kids don't read again. TikTok, Snapchat has overwhelmed them all. Thank you so much for writing. That was a very pathetic outcome. If that is anybody's, even what would even do to child examination. The reason I think might be scrapped and allowing schools to conduct examination. The issue eruption such as the ease of entry into their schools to increase the population of their school for more school revenue. We have heard some schools in the north which have very low cutoff marks, so tertiary institutions wouldn't be exempted, especially private universities. I blame the children because the attention span of children and as a society is quite low to stay on a particular issue. Talk much more of staying on a book for hours. Thank you very much for your message. I sincerely do appreciate. Nigeria Info is Open Thought Tuesday. My name's Joyce. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon.
You have to speak up for me, okay? Good afternoon to you. Thank you for calling me. Tell me your name.
Okay. So my name is Ayibatoni.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, I want to speak. Let me say it.
Honey, you have to speak up for me. I cannot hear you, please. Okay, I lost you. Oh, did I? Okay, go ahead. Just speak up for me, please, okay? Go ahead.
I want to speak with regards to the JAMB thing, right?
I can't hear you, honey. Speak up, please.
So I want to speak with regards to the JAMB issue, right?
Go ahead.
So even when we have a system that is not working, the youth are not serious. The youth are not serious because with the issue of social media, phones, and the rest, they are highly distracted. I don't know. Could you hear me?
I'm with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, they are highly distracted. I know how I had to chase my son around the clock. Read. The minute I turn my face, he's on the phone. The minute I turn back, he's hiding the phone. So imagine me having to go through that kind of stress. And then a child that is not reading cannot make it. There is no magic that will happen anywhere in the sun. So the youth are highly distracted with phones. And I think it's high time about phones in secondary schools and in primary schools. And then parents too should stop giving phones to children. Because you go to the airport, you see a child of 6 years old.
Already.
The mother is pressing a phone, the father is pressing a phone, the child is pressing a tab. There is no communication. So social media has eaten deeply into the youth, and trust me, it's going to get worse. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. I sincerely do appreciate. Kemi, just hold that thought. Just hold on. Telephone lines. Okay, sorry, I lost you. Kemi, go ahead with your thoughts real quick.
Okay, so I was saying that on the day that the exam was written, there were stories about, we got there in time, but we weren't able to write our papers in time. Somebody also said that here, that they went there around 6 a.m. and the person is writing around 4 p.m. How are we sure even at that point he was able to finish all the papers and all the questions?
Oh, so maybe there was a technical glitch that may have prevented students from finishing.
Yeah, so if we can consider a technical glitch, if JAMB can do like an independent review of everything and see how many people actually finish their papers.
Yeah, but maybe they don't care about that, because usually they just time you, so they can say like, I don't know what they do. Maybe it's 60 questions, 70 minutes, and there's a timer because it's automated.
So it happens now. That's another problem. It happens in my sister's school where they start training children from GS1. You're already using CBT. You have CBT weekend test and whatnot. Sometimes that thing malfunctions. My sister had a PhD test to do. She clicked on it. She hadn't even seen the first question. The thing just went straight to, you've gotten 77 over 20. You have, and I'm like, what did you press? But it happened in front of me again. Then I could see that there was a glitch.
So maybe the technical glitch may have also influenced the poor outcomes.
To believe that Nigerian children are that dull. Dull. No.
Nigeria Info. Okay, I have 30 seconds to give to someone, so let me hear you. Thank you. 30 seconds, so just go to the point. Hopefully you've made it already.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
Ben from Eva.
Go ahead. 30 seconds.
Just why is it that it is only in this administration now the children stop performing well?
Oh, no, that's inaccurate. When the show started, I gave a breakdown of what it's been the last few years.
No, I'm not talking of you. Just the last guy that said that youth are not serious. Nigerian youth are the most cheated. They are very serious. Do you know just what is happening in secondary school now? Do you know that all the children don't have textbook? Textbook is very expensive. Look at the parents, what they are going through, out of job, out of business. And how do it affect the children? They are not eating food. They join their parents to labor. After school, they go there.
Okay, hold on a second. You can call me back, please, all right? I have to be off on a break, okay?
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
One of the biggest football fan festivals in Nigeria is back. It's Go Fest 2025. Come turn up the energy. Go Fest 2025 will also feature exhilarating games, food, and comedy. Come watch the UEFA Champions League finals on a super huge screen. Go Fest 2025 will take place on the 31st of May 2025 at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Ahmadu Bello Way, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 12 noon. Limited tickets available. Get your free tickets now at www.gofestnigeria.com. Go Fest 2025 is powered by Fenny and the Gang and Football Republic, sponsored by Squadron, proudly refreshed by Pepsi.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? And step right up. It's time for more.
Live auditions for Fan Battle 4 are on Saturday, May the 10th from 10 a.m. at Nigeria Info Studios, 267A Etim Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the Sony side. The message is, this will take us to 3 p.m., but let's try. We're on it. Can we get to
All right. So, Ambola, good afternoon, Joyce. The problem is that the present society we are in now doesn't prioritize or exalt academic excellence. I'm one of the best in my school. Many of my peers who are not so much that brilliant will tell me that in the end, I who's better academically may eventually work for them in the future.
Wait. This is a student saying that her colleagues, her classmates are telling her that in the end, regardless of her academic advantage, that she will go work for someone who isn't academically superior.
And they will pay her. They compare me with Pella, Jervis, and other assumed influencers who are rich yet not acquiring education or being excellent academically. Wow. And sometimes they tell me how brand influencers, Yahoo, or football high earning are higher earning than doctors, teachers, and etc. It hurts me that the society is like this. People now look down on professional work as slavery. School na scam, they say. They are affiliate marketers who walk around my school premises promising students financial freedom. They tell them to drop out of school to focus on business, and that those who are not graduates those who are graduates won't be as rich as them in years to come. Now, I do usually challenge them and say, why can't I be both financially stable and yet educated? Are they both mutually exclusive? I be them be any mini. Many of my classmates have now joined the business and they are now flexing laptop and Redmi phone up and down. Most of them and their parents don't even know that they have dropped out. Who says that you can't be passionate as a doctor and yet an entrepreneur.
Did you hear that, Lagos? That's a student. We're off on a break. We'll be right back. Wow.
Information is all you need.
And that's all that matters.
99.3
Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
It's 2 o'clock. The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Here are the headlines we're tracking at this time. Federal government approves 1.8 trillion naira for federal road projects nationwide. Federal government launches new NIN verification platform for seamless ID checks. EFCC breaks silence on arrest of influencer Very Darkman as FEC approves renewed Hope Nigeria First policy and major infrastructure projects. NLC President Joe Ajaero blames state governors for delay in new minimum wage agreement. San Mande Obani urges judiciary to clean up its image or risk losing public trust. FEC endorses Nigeria First policy under the Renewed Hope agenda. National Assembly resumes amid clash between reps and Benue State government over killings. Over 1.5 million UTME candidates scored below 200 in 2025 JAMB exams as President Tinubu approves new power policy to attract $122 billion in investments. Presidency responds to AFDB President's 1960s Nigeria comment. Petro and Bax import ban warns of possible shortages if poorly managed. On the international front, Hamas official rules out ceasefire talks amid continued bombing in Gaza. Israel's finance minister predicts Gaza victory within months. German opposition leader Friedrich Merz falls short in chancellor bid. U.S. Defense Secretary trims military leadership in streamlining efforts. And Russia announces 3-day ceasefire in Ukraine, warns against violations. And that's all for now. This is The Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. Stay here, Lagos.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
You know, I actually wanted to discuss another conversation, as I did promise, but I think I'm loving the responses, but there are too many messages. It would not even be fair to not even read them to get the proper, to properly capture what is the psychological damage, or to the extent to which mediocrity has practically terraformed the psyche of the Nigerian. So before the break, before the news headlines, a student sent us a message. A student sent us a message talking about how her classmates mock her because she's academically better. And they say to her, the people who are not this good will be your bosses in your Nigeria today. And maybe that's not even what's bad. It's now what that connotes psychologically, even for the speaker student who's saying, yeah, those who are not necessarily in pursuit of academics tend to prevail a lot more in the world that we have created today. And then she says that there are people who are marketing money-making ventures to students, advising them to quit school, because if they start now pursuing money, that they will be better off than the students who remain at school to emerge by the end of the day with a degree. This fundamentally, it's a puzzle that fits into what we said earlier on, first from a message, and then that which I chimed into when I said that society has created this thing, whether it's the churches, the governments, the mindless participation of the exaltation of mediocrity and the worship of money. And we have created something that is not just wrong, but it's monstrous in the way that it is perceived, it is pursued, it's interpreted, and the way it is practically reshaping what we call the world, we call a society today. Now, I say that to say that this conversation, particularly the ethical, moral, ethical responsibility of social organizations, whether it's churches or businesses, and how what they do affects society. That's a conversation that I don't think has been had before. We need to have that conversation, because I think that we may need to begin to hold organizations responsible for what they also and maybe they don't intend to, which is now another problem, because you're not intending to create decay in society, but the trend, where the buzz, where the noise is where the money goes. So if the money is going to hype men, hype women, influencers,
Creators.
like, you have to understand that somebody will be hired. That one just even grates on my soul. Someone who doesn't have experience as you do will be hired, and they will be paid more on the scale that they have more social footprint. And so the question never arises of what is the quality of the footprints. It's like, no, nobody really asks the question. Is like, do they do enough to create a social buzz around themselves? Because what we want is a buzz. And maybe it's now time to interpret the buzz. If we are having a student write us to say that this is even the conversations they're having in classes, and one of the students said to her, "Oh, you go work for a Pella and Javis." So Pella and Javis are just
TikTok
two people on
influencers.
social media. The Pella don't even speak English.
Oh, wow.
But he wakes up every day, turns on his camera, and he tells you how much money he makes. Okay. WhatsApp messages. Wow.
Okay. This person says, Joyce, the problem is multifaceted. You cannot pay a teacher 70 to 100K and expect students to excel. Their teachers are busy looking for side hustle rather than preparing them for success.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
person
That.
This one says, back in the days, our parents told us that education and business were the keys to success. But now, younger generations are exploring new and innovative ways to create wealth and prosperity. Yahoo Yahoo, shaking of bomb bomb on TikTok, Agbero, area boys. What's the worst is yet to come if things continue this way.
Where's that thing? There's something I saw. No. This is not even funny. Wait.
Yeah.
So I came by a post yesterday, and I was going to not bother with it because I've seen it, like, at this point, I probably see 5 of it every day.
What's that?
So this girl is probably, maybe she looks 17 to me. She look, if she's old, she's 17. She can't be more than 16. So I'll just give her the added, and this is me I just Roger a guess, but I have to just play it. This is a 17-year-old, and I wasn't sure what to think of it. So I thought not to think about it because, hey, I'm more like a, hold on, just hear it, please.
Girls, if your man say they give you 10K, 20K, 30K for this one relationship, my girl, he no love you. Man will love you, so they send you 100K, 200K, 300K, 400K, 500K every week. Every week. If you know they do like that, some girl, he no love you. He get another side chick where they send that money to. Man, which love you not supposed to send you 10K. What is 10K they do these days? Nothing.
So do I have a problem with what she said? Yes, but that's not the issue for me. I think one is that she's young, and maybe my issue is how this is how society thinks now. Whether I've seen 30-year-olds, maybe those who would fall into the brackets of their 30s, 40s. So this one now is 17. I've seen diabolical opinions on how old are you? I'm 16. What phone do you use? I use an iPhone 16 Pro Max Plus STI. Who gave it to you? My boyfriend. Do your parents know? Yes. How old are you? 16. And your parents know? Yes. Are they not concerned that you shouldn't be using? What's the most amount your boyfriend has given to you? 2 million naira. What did you do with it? I bought clothes, I bought shoe, I bought hair. Okay. And you give your parents money? Yeah. Yes. What's the most amount you've given to your parents? 400,000. I gave my mom. Then, and your parents are aware. Yeah.
Nice one.
And in my head, I just keep, well, so you're 16. You're not educated. You don't, this one now thinks love is 100,000 upwards.
Yeah.
And if it's not every week, it's not love.
That's all.
This is even distant. Like I've met
nice.
women who say, "Oh, I can't date a man if he doesn't have money." My problem is, how do we define money in the world today? What is money?
Money is money.
So when I say what is money, I mean like how much are we talking about now? Is this a guy with a car? Is it a guy with a car and a house? Is it a guy with a car, a house, a wife, and kids?
Or a guy with
yeah,
a
like
Benz?
so. At this point now, it's the terms are too loose that I think there are no standards and there's no morality anymore. It's like, well, you wake up and you can choose what to call it. Okay. Messages, Kemi. Open Thought Tuesday.
This person says, good afternoon. The thing about JAMB is that this is how it was last year also. Some people are saying it's social media, and you are telling me that the full Nigerian teenagers or JAMBites are on social media and do not read. Please, this is the problem of JAMB. I'm hearing that some questions were not complete. For some, others did not write. I propose that this exam should be cancelled. After this JAMB, person go still face school exam. This person says, okay. Yeah. Says, my 18-year-old wrote a final exam in the university yesterday. To put myself and my husband into our daughter's life from kindergarten and followed her all through the way. They both gained admission at 15.
Oh.
Yeah. You cannot be absent in your child's life and push it to JAMB.
So this is like an active parent in the life of their child. And thank you very much for writing me. And that's quite a sacrifice you've made. And I'm glad that you can say that you can see the benefits even at 15 in their lives. Thank you so much.
This person says the system entirely no longer encourages seriousness, and the school owners are more concerned about the money they make than the quality of education that the students are getting. I was doing an internship program at a certain secondary school, and what I experienced there was terrible. The students are being pampered even in their foolishness and unseriousness lifestyles. No respect for their teachers, because the school owners will always defend them so that they will remain with them till they make their money. This person says, Joyce, have you seen the condition under which these children write the exams? Most are made to stand under the sun or rain for hours before it's time for their exams. No proper arrangement for convenience or the likes, and then we expect them to pass after all this. I laugh. This person says, you're right when you put the blame on the society. We live in an environment where you find teens looking up to their elder ones, demolishing education, encouraging fraud and immorality.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Joyce, I sincerely think that Nigerians overrate degree certificate over time, and the results are here. The repeated poor performances in JAMB and other exams unexpectedly and unavoidable.
Okay.
Forget those lame excuses by your callers. Sadly, parents are intentionally unaware of the words true capacity to earn a degree. Joyce, must all kids be degree holders regardless of their competence and determination?
Absolutely not. But then
these kids are reading for all this because they have been occupied with mundane goals, and parents must admit that this is a reality.
Wait, so what is, in your view, what should replace education? Vocation? Is that, did you come up with something?
Yeah, well, he's basically just saying that not school is not everybody. The degree is not what makes the child a great person. He's saying there are other things intertwined.
But there is also what is available, and then at what cost. Because the reason, I think, for example, some parents would like to put their children in a private school, but they can't afford it, so they put their children in a public school. So when you come up with an idea as that, I think every parent, every ward wants the best for every parent, every guardian wants the best for their ward or their children, right? It's now, how much do they have to access that information? Even vocational skills. Sometimes you want your child to be an electrician, and then maybe it's even where to find the vocational center. Maybe that's even the issue. and some other times. So I'm not sure what you mean, but I kind of get the point. If government invested more in how to diversify what we call education, to model out what we want our society to be, then maybe your question would in itself have an answer. But in this moment, it's not obvious what the answer is. Thank you.
This person says, I think our problem as a people are multifaceted. The decadence of the society has given rise to a lot of anomalies, bad parenting, no single role model in the government. Joyce, if I tell you the number of kids who come to my shop to price or buy an iPhone 6 Plus, 7 Plus, and X, you won't believe it. One ridiculed me on Friday that I must sell the phone to him, probably a boy of 13 years. He showed me the one he was using and demanded an iPhone 8, and I told him I wasn't selling till I get approval from his guardian, and he insisted that his dad was aware of it. I had no option than to sell to him. We're in a serious keg of gunpowder.
Wait, so a 13-year-old came to buy iPhone what from you?
iPhone 8. iPhone 8.
Ah, okay. Well, I guess his dad's home.
Okay. This person says, in my opinion, JAMB, the government, teachers, and even parents all share some responsibility for the failure in the education system. In the UK, teachers go the extra mile to support students, offering extra classes because they understand how competitive life is for young people.
Yeah.
I believe the UK government supports teachers adequately, which enables them to give the best to students and help them succeed in their exams. Additionally, after secondary school in the UK, there are job opportunities available for those who choose not to continue their education. For those who go to college, there's a proper guidance to help them prepare for the future. Compared to that, I believe our government has failed, not just the students, but everyone involved in the system. From UK.
This is beginning to appear as a societal problem. It's now beyond just students just doing badly. I think the society is doing badly. Probably gone to rot at this point.
This person says, I'm just thinking, can we ever see that a particular politician or a postal or billboard may be campaigning for the second time and people will begin to pray for him and thank him for governing us well? I doubt this to happen anytime soon with the array of greedy politicians that we have, but that's not what we're talking about, is it?
Okay, so this is Kenny from Ireland. Engineer Kenny says 99% of students in my community don't read. They're just BLLB. Like how you go is how you come. Go and come back. But they're glued with their phones. And these bad songs 24/7, I will blame the parents most. Telephone line, just a moment, please. What was that? Hello, Nigerian info.
Yes, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Welcome to the sunny side. It's Nigerian info. You're listening to Open Thought Tuesday.
Yeah, I am Joyce. I think education in Nigeria is a scam.
Is it?
Because I know that yourself, you did school here in Nigeria.
Oh dear. I did. Mostly.
Okay. If you schooled here in Nigeria, as at the time you were in school, things has not gotten this bad.
Then I had parents. I have educated parents actually. So.
Okay. Yeah. So currently now we educated parents as well. What everybody is after now is how to see daily food. 3 square meal a day is what matters most. People that now about education, everything now about education should be put to halt because it goes down to bad governance. There's nothing. People that will value education are people that school abroad and came back to Nigeria and they have to use their certificate to work and earn a good living. But as far as this country is concerned, our government, they are the ones that has brought us to where we are now. No more education in this country. Everything is dead as it were for now. So you don't blame the students. What they're after now is how to, first of all, eat and be alive. Then is when you're alive, you think of things. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's really concerning. It's deeply concerning. Go to WhatsApp.
Okay. So this person says, we can't separate the problems of our poor academic performance, immorality, drugs, and substance abuse from each other. Who is surprised about the poor mental ability of the youth, alarming abuse of drugs and other dangerous substances when it is obvious that a great number of people in the corridors of power are the ones in one way or the other deeply involved in this. Corruption, power mongering, greed, immorality, etc. have turned leadership both in education sector and followership upside down, with frustration causing a very misdirected society. The leadership is offering too little good example for the youth to take education seriously. This person says, most of the students are not serious. Do you know that I took my daughter to where she was to write JAMB, and those who were carrying dread hair and tinted hair on their hair were not allowed to write? And after much plea, I appealed to some of them. Some said that nothing could make them cut their hair and their dreads because of JAMB, and some left without writing it, while some babbed it. But why is that a criterion now?
Nigerians and their pseudo righteousness.
What's that?
Read it again.
She says she took her daughter to where she's to write JAMB. There were some of them carrying dreads and some of them with tinted hair. They were not allowed to write, and after much plea to some of them said that nothing would make them to cut their dreads or tint their hair because of JAMB, and some left without writing the paper, while some had to cut their hair. What's that?
Okay, so that's hold on, right to this topic too, because I've seen it before, even like passports. Okay, just write it down. So you go take passport, they tell you what you should look like. You go to some offices, particularly federal government establishments, they tell you they practically assess your level of decency or the lack thereof. So I kind of get it. I think like the social standard is trying to create the phenotypical Nigerian that's supposed to have low hair, no piercings, no tattoos, and that's our version of decency. Now, the reason this is a good conversation to have is whether the profiling is a good representation of what decency is, because I think I've heard this, I've seen it. I've even seen women who say they went to one particular federal government something, and security said, well, you can't come in like this. And then she takes a picture of what she's wearing. It happens that the security guard thinks, well, there's something about you that's particularly immoral to step on these holy grounds. All right.
You're giving sexy. He's not supposed to give.
It may be exactly. It's giving sexy. You're not supposed to be sexy. But then when you even look at the apparel, it's not like they're sexy deliberately. It's not in any way.
Some people have that aura.
Okay,
they don't even need to wear exposed cleavage.
I think we need to discuss this whole dread thing. So wait, students didn't write because they had dreads
and tinted hair. Oh, I had ginger, by the way. Come ask me to cut it.
But wait though, tinted hair,
meaning like if your hair is tinted.
Yeah, but the school already permitted it, so I guess. Okay, I think we need to also just collectively define what the social moral standards are, because here we're hearing that people didn't write JAMB because they had colored hair. And locks. Is this my problem to handle? No. Okay. 2 more messages and then we go to telephone lines and then we have a commercial break.
Okay. This person says, I'm surprised Nigerians are condemning the JAMB for the failure of students. Here in my compound, since I moved there, none of the students I see take exam I ever seen with their books or educational materials. Okay. You rather see them gisting about celebrities or glued to their phones watching social media. This was not so when some of us were growing up. The society is culpable in these things. Reason being that most bigger organizations in Nigeria reward the mediocre on social media, and we, the Nigerians, too, are eager to support anything that is against common sense. Therefore, the children do not see why to kill themselves studying when those who do not go to school are doing better in Nigeria. End of story. Mic drop. It's true now.
Final message.
Not just get me. Oh, this person says not just get me writing it down. I used it as my profile status. Mediocrity is the twin brother of corruption. It's a society that guns for money over excellence will lose both in a short while. Nigeria has lost both.
All right, so I want to give a minute to this caller. Thank you so much for your patience, sir. I'm so sorry. You must turn up the volume of your radio set. I have less than a minute with you. Thank you. What's your name, please?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
My name is MWC.
Go ahead.
You know, last time I told you that I am happy that I did not go to school. Okay. I know why I say that. That I go to school. By now, my certificate will make me lazy in this country today. And once you are lazy in Nigeria today, you are finished. In the hand of this our government today, Nigeria today, once you are lazy, you are ashamed. You cannot do something, you are finished. Your family, your wife will leave you and run away. Your children will leave you and go and be flowing men because they cannot provide. Auntie Joyce, from beginning, it's like I have seen the future of Nigeria, that Nigeria has no hope for me. I went to do motor work. From conductor work to higher purchase, I win my first bus. I got the first one, second one, third one.
Pardon me, I hate to interrupt you, but I have to because I'm due for a break. Please bear with me. Lagos will be right back.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns and it's full of fire. And Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Live auditions for Fan Battle 4 are on Saturday, May the 10th from 10 a.m. at Nigeria Info Studios, 267A at Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Lagos, are you ready for an experience like no other? It's the maiden edition of Drinks Fest Lagos.
The Drinks Showcase.
Happening on the 30th and 31st of May 2025. Venue, Landmark Event Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. 2 days of epic flavors, endless fun, and immaculate vibes. Sample the best drinks, spirits, wines, and more. Premium drinks, beautiful people, and awesome performances featuring DJ Neptune, Alternate Sounds, DJ KYs, DJ Beast,
and other surprise acts.
Hosted by the energy god himself, D.O. to the T-U-N, alongside Melody, not M.I.A. Get your tickets at Tix Africa. Get ready to sip, savor, and celebrate. For sponsorship and more, contact 0708-955-5200. Drinks Fest Lagos.
Drinks Fest Lagos.
The Drinks Showcase, a without-a-box concept.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it...
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.